All right, so boys, Michael and I were in Shelby this weekend. Great weekend to be home. Got to hit up a few of the establishments that were drafted on last week's top Shelby restaurant draft, which is always a pleasure.
Right.
But there are some great stories from the weekend. Had the Shelby Crest game, had the Manly Football League draft. But Mike, I think one of the big reveals of the weekend that we have to lead with here is an old. It's a story that's been a long time coming, which is that, as some of you know, Dad's Facebook presence in the last year has increased since retirement because of his happy birthday messages. He's a big happy birthday guy.
Oh man, I know what y'all are going to tell now. Oh my goodness! I tell
It's
you what,
mostly
I
birthday.
take a beating. Yeah, I take a beating shortly behind your mama. Your mama takes a beating all the time, but then second in line is me. Go ahead,
You
dear.
well, I just want to also clarify though before David Ray even gets into this. You guys don't take a beating. You do funny stuff all the time.
All right, go
Yes.
ahead. I'll agree. Go ahead.
Yeah. So the basic premise here is that for some reason, when I log into Facebook, the top person that comes up on my Facebook messaging on the right hand side is Johnny Weaver. Johnny Weaver is a person that Dad created who apparently was a WWE,
No, NWA baby, get it right.
an NWA, what was he, like a spokesman back in the
No,
day?
he was a wrestler.
Oh, he was a wrestler. Okay, he was an
Yeah.
NWA wrestler. Dad used Johnny Weaver exclusively for Facebook games in 2008. He really didn't use him much after that. But on there must have been a specific game where you could gift people something. So Dad was essentially
Mafia Wars, I
Yeah.
think is the name of the game.
Dad was gifting things back and forth between Johnny Weaver. Well, if you're a longtime listener to the pod, you might know where this is going because Dad has been more active on Facebook in one specific way recently. And I clicked on Johnny Weaver and saw that Johnny had two friends, me and Dad. And his Facebook page was entirely nitrous racing and mafia, whatever.
Nitrous
This
racing.
year, on January 29th, David Allen Sr., sitting with you right here, wished Johnny Weaver a happy birthday with, with confetti and a birthday box, which is Dad's birthday. So Dad wished himself a happy birthday through Johnny Weaver this year.
What can I say?
That's a classic, dude. Instant classic move right there. It's the combination of two funny things there. The Johnny Weaver thing, but then also the fact that we've been picking on you for like a year now
Yes.
for telling everyone happy birthday.
Yes.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, everybody.
Wow, dude.
Everybody,
love
listen. I mean, people love people to tell them happy birthday. So
I do.
I try
I
to
agree, and I think a lot of people probably really appreciate it that Mr. Allen texted him happy birthday. So
That's right. I think so. So had to get that story out of the way before we got started. Welcome into Two Daves and a Mic.
By the way, Johnny Weaver died on February the 15th of 2008. So it's like as soon as I established him as a
dude, you killed Johnny Weaver,
I
dude.
killed Johnny Weaver. I'm so sorry, J Dub.
R.I.P.
Dang.
R.I.P. to Johnny Weaver.
That's brutal.
Dad, do you want to do the welcome in, or do you want me to say it right
Oh,
quick?
no, you're the man. I'm sorry. I interrupted
No,
you.
you're good. It's your thing. So welcome into Two Daves and a Mic. I am D Ray alongside DA and MA in this week's edition. Gonna have a good one for you. We have a new idea for a segment that hopefully is gonna get off the ground later tonight. Mike, I think we set it up then. Let's just tease it. We'll say we're hopefully gonna have some special guests coming on.
Absolutely.
We'll just say this to review last week's draft. Boys, football got underway this weekend in the college game. The NFL football season starts on Thursday with the Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys. I thought instead of us trying to hit every game, which nobody probably wants to hear, I thought we could simply do something we did, I think, in the first pod, which was winners and losers of this last week of sports since we last talked. If you want to go the college football route, feel free. That's what I'm going to do. But feel free to go elsewhere if you want. So we're going to do each of us a buyer, or sorry, that's buy or sell. We're going to do a winner and a loser of the last week of sports, probably in particular the first week of the college football season. So let's start with our winners. Do either of you have somebody you wanna shout out right off the jump?
Well, let me jump in and say, and because I'm going to open the door for Michael to jump in, I'm going to pick my winner as Michael Allen because, as we discussed earlier in the summer, Michael got the third base coach for the Atlanta Braves fired on this pod. Michael Allen in Dallas, Texas, made the call that the Michael Parsons jerseys were on sale at the Dallas Cowboys store
right.
in Dallas Fort Worth International or whatever the airport title is there.
I was flying out of Love Field. Shouts out Love Field.
Okay, he made the call that Parsons was going to get traded. Parsons got traded the next day or the day after the next day. So anyway, shout out to Michael Allen for the winner of the pod for making the call on the Michael Parsons trade last week.
All right, thank you, Dad. I don't want to transition this into a loser for you, but I mean, do you want to give us any thoughts on the Micah Parsons trade there? I feel like
it's a loser trade. Number one, they shouldn't have traded him. Number two, if you're going to trade him, you should trade him to the AFC to a non-contender so that the draft picks you get are potentially top 10 draft picks so that you can possibly draft another Micah Parsons or, somebody of equal talent, stature, whatever. Instead, they trade him inside the NFC to the Packers, who have knocked the Cowboys out of the last 3 times the Cowboys were any good at all in the playoffs. They lost to the Packers. So the Packers are now in possession of potentially one of the greatest Cowboys of all time, and the Cowboys are going to get 2 first-round picks, and they're going to be like pick 28 and pick 32 or something crazy like that.
Yeah.
Jerry can say all he wants to and about how he's been trying to do it since, man, hush. You should have signed him. You didn't sign him. You screwed the pooch on that one. I'm sorry. But that's a loser for me.
I agree. I think that's a great winner and loser right there, obviously, because the winner was me. But also, I mean, I just have a hard time believing that was the best yield you were going to get for Micah Parsons. Okay. Like, I understand it. I understand trading him in the NFC if you have some sort of, war going on and that's just really the best thing you can get and you're just bringing a whole bag back. But it really doesn't make sense for what they got back for him. I agree. Total L.
Yep.
All right, David Ray, do you have a winner for us?
Winner of the week for me is Coach Nick Saban, who is no longer the coach of the Alabama Crimson Tide. 3 stats for you. Alabama lost 31-17 this week against Florida State. Kalen DeBoer, as the Alabama head coach, has now lost 4 times to unranked teams. Nick Saban lost 4 times in 128 games. Number 2, I believe Kalen DeBoer has now lost as a double-digit favorite 3 times, which I want to say, I'm getting my stats confused already, but Nick Saban, that only happened to him 3 times in 100-plus games. And the third one, which I've been trying to verify all night after I heard it because I didn't believe it, is that so far Alabama has not won the penalty battle in a single game that Kalen DeBoer has coached, which is also remarkable. So, the saying is that it's tough to be the guy after the guy, and right now Kalen DeBoer is figuring that out, and Nick Saban is looking like he got out at the same time as Roy Williams and Jay Wright and all these other coaches who said the game is passing me by, or not the game is passing him by. I think Nick Saban can still be coaching. The way that the sport is passing his style by. So Nick Saban's a winner for me. He got out and he is looking better than ever.
Well, I think that's a great take.
So, Michael, that should leave you for a winner, I believe.
It does leave me for a winner. I'll give you one. I actually just maybe have decided that I'm going to change it, and I'm going to switch my winner of the week over to Coach Lee Corso. I mean, college game day is a Saturday staple. We got our final pick, the mascot head. What's his name? Is it Brutus?
It is.
Yes.
Yes.
So shout out Coach Corso. Two of my favorite college football moments of my life. I didn't grow up like a huge college football fan. I feel like I know, David Ray, you were a Michigan fan growing up, but I felt like I never really had my college team like that. And so two of my favorite moments are App State hosted game day. Coach Corso put on the Yosef head. That's an all-timer. And then the next year, we went up to James Madison. App played James Madison. They got game day that week. Coach Corso put on the Bulldog head up in JMU, and we beat them in overtime, and it was the best game ever. So you gotta love it, man. Shouts out to Coach Corso and the legacy he leaves behind. We will miss you.
It makes it sound like he passed away, but
No, we'll miss him on the TV. He's
I
alive
am curious
and
to see what they'll end up doing to replace that kind of like final thing for the end of the show that everybody was always waiting on. So those were our winners. Maybe we'll just hit the losers, and then if there was anything left from the college football weekend, we'll do that. So Mike, you want to stay hot and go ahead and give us a loser?
Yeah, I will. I'll go ahead and give you a loser, and his name is Coach Bill Smelichek. Bro, what a loser, bro. I'm sorry. I know you guys are both Carolina football fans, but number one, while I am okay with Carolina in many ways, I hate Carolina's football team because y'all's fans are jerks, and every time App has played Carolina, I've gotten in a Twitter fight with some jerk on Twitter. So, Bill Belichick, sorry, dude. You can't like bring all this attention and come in and that be what happened. I mean, he needed to come in. David Ray, I was mentioning it to you earlier today. That could have been the type of game that you remember where you were at when UNC football was never the same. And it may be, but for a different reason, bro. So I'm going to call it a big fat L. Hope y'all can turn it around, but not really.
Well, we'll see. Transitive property game coming up this week as we play UNC Charlotte,
That's
who
right.
Appalachian just took care of. I was in the house. Charles Dixon, one of our most loyal listeners, said if we talked UNC, he was going to unsubscribe. But I think he probably will like us talking UNC if it's bad. Great atmosphere at Kenan Stadium and on campus yesterday. And when the first drive happened, I believed that we were never going to lose a football game again. That's what I thought was happening. So unfortunately, it didn't go that way. Michael, I hear what you're hearing.
Yeah.
Dad, it sounds like an airplane is taking off coming from your camera.
Yeah.
So
Did a fan start pointing at the computer or anything like that?
I know exactly what it is. Sorry. I set Mom's computer. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, you did know exactly what it
literally
was.
went away immediately. So that's great. I think what an opening drive. What a moment. Thought UNC was back. I tweeted this out. The ship of Theseus, the Wikipedia link, the old Greek, I believe, tale of basically if a person changes every board on a boat, when does the boat cease to be the boat that it was?
Or the ship, if you will.
The ship. That would make more sense. Last night we saw a UNC team with an all-new coaching staff, 70 new players who exhibited none of the tendencies of a Bill Belichick team and exhibited all of the tendencies of a Carolina football team, which doesn't really make sense given that there was no continuity whatsoever. To see a team give up a pick six and a fumble six and a 75-yard run and not be able to tackle is quintessential Carolina football, and it was bizarre to see a Belichick team give that up. So, DA, any thoughts on the heels?
Well, a friend of mine texted me this afternoon giving me grief, and essentially my message to him was, message me some other time other than when Carolina does something terrible that you want to give me grief about. He's an NC State guy. And what I said to him was this, that it was not a big embarrassment. I mean, we gave up 70 points to James Madison last October. So it was not 48 points to TCU in the opener, not necessarily an embarrassment for Carolina football, other than the fact that everybody in the country was watching last night. So now there wasn't, 5,000 people watching JMU put up 70 on them last year, but this year there's 5 million people watching them last night. That's the only difference. I do think Coach Belichick, over the course of time, whether that is this season or over the next couple of seasons, will get the job done. But as you already pointed out, I mean, the pick six was terrible. The fumble six was terrible. The 75-yard untouched on the first play of the third quarter when you're hoping that you made adjustments at halftime to come out and try to get back in the ball game was terrible. There were a lot of and they gashed them, other than that too. So we'll see. I mean, I thought Brad Johnson's kid came in and looked okay. I mean, considering he almost had his leg amputated after that injury last year. It's what they said last night on ESPN. I had not heard that. I mean, that's incredible that kid was able to come out there and take a snap. So, maybe he gets the start Saturday against Charlotte. I don't know. Maybe that helps. But, I mean, Bill said it in the postgame, which, Bill's not always the one that say anything. And he said, we got outplayed, we got outcoached, we got out everythinged. And we're better than that, and we got to go back to the drawing board. So, I mean, essentially that's coach speak, but at the same time, it'll be all right.
All right, you want to stay hot and give us your loser of the week?
Well, I mean, I was going to say NC State, honestly, since my boy Dale got me fired up and Charles is going to unsubscribe. NC State held ECU to 30 yards rushing on 29 attempts as a team on Thursday Night Football, and almost went to overtime in that game. They won by 7. Come on. Dave Doran, you've been there for 12 years. This is year number 13, or you've been there 13 and this is year number 14. Come on. So there you go. And Wake Forest. I'll throw another one in there. Kennesaw State, 10-9. Come on, really? Hey, shout out, though. This was a winner. I didn't really do a winner when it was in the winter time, but they lost the game, Winston-Salem State did. But my boy Dalen Lee and my boy Jahari Mitchell on the hookup. Dalen to Jahari for a TD in that game. And another big play. Jahari had been at Mars Hill. He's now at Winston-Salem State. Of course, Dalen, I think, is in his third year as the starter at Winston-Salem State. That was a tough loss to Tuskegee, 20-17. But let's go Rams, Winston-Salem State University.
You gotta love it. We might need you might need get like a jersey or a hat or something if you got all that Shelby talent being repped out in Winston-Salem.
100%. I got to get up there to a game. Let's make that happen. Let's make that happen.
Yeah, meet you halfway.
All right, my loser of the week this week is me in a way because Michael got to be a winner. I'll call myself a loser. Last night at Kenan Stadium, there were not one but 2 different games during the timeouts, which, by the way, I almost had this as a sell, but I have something else. These timeout, the college football is the longest sport. It's unbearable how long the timeouts are. It's unbelievable. Not one but 2 games during the timeouts that were somebody trying to kick an extra point from 10 yards to win a trip to Ireland to see UNC and TCU. Pat McAfee gave away $250,000 on Saturday for kicking a field goal. I'm considering myself and anyone else who has had half-decent leg a loser who did not get the opportunity in college to kick for $250,000 or a trip to UNC TCU because these kids, both of the guys missed from 10 yards. The kid from Pat McAfee buried it. I'm telling you right now, Michael and I are on the same page on this. Both of us, I don't even need to stretch. I'm burying a 25-yard field goal. There's not a doubt in my mind.
Yep.
And these challenges, like y'all know when it gets to bowl season in college football, there's the Dr. Pepper halftime challenge where these kids are chest passing it in. I feel like a loser. I wanted my chance to bring home some cash in one of these stupid challenges that I promised you I would dominate. And if there was a social reality game like Big Brother or Survivor where the challenges were these fake-ass sports games like this,
yeah,
boy, your boy, man. So,
dude, can you imagine that the HOH competition for
Yeah.
Big Brother is just kick a 10-yard field goal.
Oh my God! Just back
You're
me
all
up
over
5 yards. The DTH Field Day winner, 2015. I kicked a 35-yard field goal, which sealed the deal for me. So I'm just saying.
That's crazy. That was 10 years ago.
That is crazy.
I will say, though, the other night at the Shelby Crest game, David Ray and I were sitting there, and the kid from Crest rolls out to kick a 35-yarder, and I just leaned over to David Ray and said, money from there, by the way. He was setting down the block, too, to kick it off a block. Not necessary, brother. I'll take it right off the grass.
Dad,
Money.
I don't know what's happening. It's doing it again, just so you know.
No, it can't be. It's not anywhere close to it.
Okay.
I mean, it can't be the
It
same
went away.
thing.
It went away.
I'm not saying it's not making a noise. I'm just saying it's not the computer.
Okay. Those were the highlights for me on the college football weekend. Any other sports stuff though that we should make sure we get to from college football, or from and then either in college football or in other sports.
Well, in other sports, I'll just say it. For those of you who didn't tune into the Friday night pod, the three Allen boys broke down the Shelby Crest game Friday night. If you're looking for good analysis on that game, you can go ahead and pull up there. But just in case you don't want to click over and you just need 5 seconds, I'll just let you know the DJ needs to be arrested. We'll just go ahead and leave it at that. It's unbelievable what they're having happen over at Shelby High. The DJ is, and I'm sorry, this is probably somebody I know.
It is.
It probably is.
100%.
And so to whoever it is, like, I'm sorry, but like, arrested. Take him out of the north end zone. The cops parked down there.
Katie's here. We drafted her in a fantasy league earlier today, and Katie said that she hadn't got a chance to listen to the podcast yet. And I pulled it up, and Michael, every time we got anywhere talking football, you immediately just pulled the ripcord. It's unbelievable. At one point you even sounded like 75% like you were going to make a serious statement, and then you said it was like, the other thing that I know is, and then you just put your hand to your mouth and you started singing that song. Like
Well, but let me tell the people of this pod this. Proud Drumline member, love the band. I'll say it like I'm biased. I know I'm biased. Chop Squad till I die. I'm going on the second rant of the week here because I already did this on another pod. But when the players are coming out, there's a drum thing that they play, and typically you follow it by the fight song. I don't know if they played the fight song because for whatever reason our team ran out to the Wild Thunder Heavy Rain. Also, that's like the weirdest song ever to have that football team run out to. Like, it was so slow. Nobody, like, it's not like it had like a cultural influence and it's something that Shelby High's always ran out to. What if they ran out and dogpiled to the Shelby High fight song played by some of their colleagues who were on the field already with instruments? I don't know, just an idea. The people who deserve shame for this know they do, and I've told them, so I don't feel guilty about airing it out.
Distasteful on the pot.
It is distasteful.
Did you get a thesaurus out for that one?
No, but it is in poor taste. And what's even more embarrassing, honestly, is that all of the instances where we don't play music over the PA is when the Crest band plays. So all night you probably heard one band play, and it was the opposing team because every time our team would have the opportunity to play, nope, it's that one damn Imagine Dragons song from 2013 that we're playing for whatever reason. So, again, I'll air it out every week for the rest of the year because I don't care because I've told the people who need to change it that they need to change it, and they don't. So, here we are. And you know what? Well,
No, please stop. No, yeah.
I'm done.
Well, Michael, Dad, do you think that deserves the first ever applause track on the podcast history? Let's give it to him.
All right, hang on. Sorry.
Good radio.
Dude, I forgot about that, but I'm not going to stop for the rest of the pod. Just FYI.
Dad, we are going to add a segment, so I'm trying to wrap us up on sports. But let me ask you this: quick thoughts on we'll just say the two games for our listening audience: Panthers, Jags on Sunday, Cowboys, Eagles on Thursday. Any hot takes you want to get off your chest before the season begins?
I mean, despite the Micah Parsons drama and the trade, I think the Cowboys are going to be improved this year. I mean, obviously Dak hopefully will be healthy. I think George Pickens added to that offense is going to make that offense better. We'll see if their defense is any good. It's hard to know. They had so many injuries last year. It's kind of like Detroit. They were beat to death. So we'll see if they're better. The Panthers, I know, are going to be better. I think they're going to beat the Jags. I think the Panthers could make the playoffs this year. The South is. I don't know that the South is winnable because I like the Buccaneers in the South. But, the way Bryce finished last year, I think if he can kind of pick up where he left off and continue to progress, the Panthers fans are going to be happy with Bryce Young.
Mike, any Panthers things you want to get out before the season starts?
No, I like how we're going to get started. I just like the energy. I think that the pod folks know this by now. I'm an energy guy. I'm a vibes guy. I like where we're at right now. So I'm looking forward to the season. I hope it doesn't happen how last season happened. Last season, of course, Bryce threw like an interception, and I think it was the first snap of the game to the Saints, and I was real disappointed, but I like the energy that we got going this week, and I don't think it's going to be that way. So let's see it.
All right. That'll wrap us up on sports. Ben Griffin made the Ryder Cup team, but at this point, it's all jubilation. We'll see you in New York, Ben Griffin. Let's get into the buy or sell segment before we get into our draft and draft recap from last week. I'm happy to start us off with a buy this week. I was not on my phone a lot last night at the football game because I was watching the game and service was bad because Kenan Stadium was a sellout crowd. I did get home to see that both Colin Cowherd and Skip Bayless had tweeted out something along the lines of, this is a Hall of Fame national championship winning offense after the first drive that UNC went down and scored on. And this is classic week one overreactions where on Get Up this week, they're already saying that this is a must-win game for certain teams in week one before the season's even started. I'm buying overreactions. I know that this is what drove Dad out of the Get Up game, but I find it hysterical that there are people who saw 1 week of anything and are firing coaches, are already hanging banners, are calling things must-win games. I'm here for the soap opera ridiculousness of all of that. I think it's hysterical that people unfortunately make a living going on TV and saying, call it whatever you want to. That they're going off of one drive, one game, one half. I find it to be funny, and instead of selling it like you might think I would, I'm buying it. I think it's hysterical. So
as you should. I love that. Dad?
I am selling the whole sports betting thing that is happening in our culture currently. Sports betting has been around forever. The Black Sox scandal from way back in the day was gambling. So I get it. When I grew up, CBS NFL Today was Brent Musburger, Irv Cross, Phyllis George, and Jimmy the Greek. And Jimmy the Greek was given the lines on Sunday, even back then. And that was way before FanDuel and DraftKings and Caesar Sportsbook and ESPN Bet and Underdog and you name it, and keep on going down the list. But every time I turn on the radio now to listen to ESPN radio out of Charlotte, which is on the old WOHS channel 730, so it's a Shelby Tower still. Somebody on there telling me what prop, what bet to place as far as who's going to throw for this many yards or run for that many yards or score that many points. And we got Will and Grayson coming on here, and I know them boys are interested in the sports betting issues of today. But I'm telling you, I am out on everybody having access to everything all the time. I can't believe that there's not a whole lot more people dialing up the 1-800-GAMBLING Gamblers Anonymous line or whatever. Because anyway, I'm out on it. I'm selling it.
All right. Well, I mean, appreciate you sharing that. You can't say I agree. I'm not gonna give you the
I know.
polite.
Listen, I know that once Grayson's on here as well, and we got everybody, all four of y'all will be against me on that. I get it. That's a get off my lawn. I'm an old man thing, but
Not.
anyway.
Here's what I'll tell you. I'm not giving betting advice. I made a good bit of money Friday night on the App State game, so shouts out to my Nears. I'm with you though, Dad. Listen, I think I'm against the machine. I hate that there's so much money to be made off of it, and all the greed that exists. But I love a little bit of it getting back into my pockets. So I'm going to move into my buy of the week here. Dad, you look like you might be frozen. Will, you're looking awfully grainy. I'm kind of wondering if there's something wrong with me being the host. But we're going to keep it moving. My buy of the week, it comes off of a recent purchase. And, I'm going to stop chatting around about it. I'm just going to go ahead and get right into this, I guess. I'm buying the plain white tank, man. I'm buying the plain white tank. I had 3. I bought 4 more. Now I have 7.
Bless.
That's one for every day of the week. I'm wearing them under everything now. Before I
Mama.
felt like I had to pick or choose
Come here.
when I was putting them on, but now I'm wearing them daily.
Come here and look at this. Oh, never mind. I told
Mom said
she said she didn't want to be on, but
Be on
I told her she needed to come see this.
Well, she also specifically said, I don't want to be on TV, which is hilarious. So,
Michael Allen rocking the wife beater on the pod, and he's buying them. Like enough so he can wear one every day.
Look, seriously, I had 3, and then I would wear them to sleep, or I would wear them occasionally, maybe sometimes as lounge clothes. Once you get 4 more and you have 7, it very quickly becomes, all right, this is a morning put on. I put on my socks, I put on my underwear, I put on my shoes, I put on my plain white tank. So I'm buying. I mean, that's all there is to say. It's a staple. So, I mean, dude, I'm just thinking that maybe one of these weeks my brother will be able to stick around on the pod.
Hey, Will, we lost D-Ray, so you want to comment on Michael's buy there with the as he called it, the plain white tank?
Do you wear it golfing?
You're oh, there you are. Say it again.
That's it.
Do you wear it
It's
when
a
you
phenomenal
golf?
question.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. You said it's something you put on. Are you putting it on pre-round, with your golf fit too?
I actually didn't wear it yesterday when we golfed. I'm now realizing that was that might have been a big miss. It might be partly, part of the explanation as to why my day didn't go as planned out there.
What'd you shoot yesterday, Michael?
I shot 90. It was bad. Same course that I shot 79 at 3 weeks ago. So, not happy to see it turn into an 11. All right. Well, the filibuster must continue, but we're missing.
Okay.
David Ray is working on getting back in here.
I
G
can
is also.
filibuster
sorry,
for a
Will.
second. Okay.
Okay.
I got
that's
on
great.
the Instagram and I looked at the fruit draft again, right, just to refresh my memory.
Okay. Yeah.
Why did no one take cherries?
Did cherries go undrafted?
Cherries were James Robinson, Philip Lindsay, yeah, league winner that no one
Really?
took. Yeah,
Michael drafted blue raspberry. It's not even a fruit.
yeah, Michael garbage, absolute garbage.
Oh.
It's not a fruit.
I mean,
it's a slushy flavor.
It's a candy flavor. It's a slushy flavor. It's not an actual fruit.
All right. All right. Well, I appreciate this. Now look, here's what we're going to go ahead and do, okay? We got more draft talk coming up. Will and Grayson are going to be joining us to provide commentary on our draft from last week. We're really excited about this segment. I want to have David Ray here for it and G. So we're going to just go ahead and take a quick break, and we'll be right back after this.
Grayson.
Welcome back, or maybe welcome in. We'll see once the edit gets together what actually ends up happening. We have brought on two guests, Will Bryant, Grayson McKee, friends of the pod, who once upon a time had a podcast where they reviewed during COVID times. The first episode was the Allen family drink draft, for those of you who remember that fateful draft. So we thought it might be a good idea to have the fellas on to review last week's Shelby restaurant draft, which took the world by storm. Many are saying that it absolutely catapulted up the charts. People have been writing in their top fives. So before we get into our draft for tonight, which we'll maybe have you guys on next week to review again, G and Will, what's the word? What did you think of the draft? And briefly, the Instagram results, just so you all know. DA won with 52% of the vote. Michael and D-Ray split the other 24%. So what are y'all's thoughts?
I thought DA had the strongest draft, probably top to bottom. If Michael, your first round pick, I don't know what happened there.
What's your problem? What's your problem?
Two through 5 was excellent. I gotta tell you, but like, man, letting Shelby Cafe get to round 2 just seems blasphemous to me for a Shelby restaurant draft. You let the staple go to round 2.
I could agree, and that's why the winner of the draft is David Allen Sr. Michael, you had a great idea, fading to pick 3. In any other scenario, this might be a good fit, but the fact that somebody did take the second barbecue joint as the second pick, that killed you. If you could have gotten one of them, changes everything. But smart group of guys here, they know the correct 1 and 2. Got the guys.
No, I completely agree. It was a big mistake right there, thinking that one of the barbecue restaurants would fall to me at 3. Go ahead, Will. You got something on the tip of your tongue there.
I was just thinking about what Grayson said the other night, the location draft, like drafting a location, you get the restaurants that have been there. So the other night I started racking my brain on that and came to a conclusion that if you did a location thing, right, getting Ichabod's in Pleasant City has to be the 1-1.
Wow.
I was just thinking through that over the years. I got my mom and dad, brainstorming. They were talking about some places I've never heard of, talking about like Messie's or Messick's or something. Oranges at Bolts were good. And then a really interesting take from Mom, I guess, working at the hospital, was over there at the Hub,
Yeah,
the pharmacy.
Arts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that was an interesting one that she put together, that she's also very contrarian, with her food. Her taste buds are not great, in my opinion. But but yeah, went through that.
Shout
and
out to Betsy's taste buds.
Yeah, and I was very upset at you, David Ray, for not taking Don's Italian, because when we were little, you used to wreck that place. So that was very upsetting. And then the clock. No one took the clock. That hurt.
Will's a huge clock fan for sure.
Honestly, the clock, being in the former Shelby Fish Camp, I think you could make an argument for that one over Ichabod's in Pleasant City. I mean, come on.
That's really good.
Yeah.
I had that. I never considered that, but that's actually a great point.
And truly, what a terrible location, because you wouldn't know it's there. You can't really see it from the highway. It's just a great big old sign can't miss. But
Gee, and I know you specifically had thoughts on the fact that me Publitos didn't get drafted, and you took some issue with me calling it a big 3. Could you expand there?
1,000%. Me and Casa Azul find extreme disrespect to that.
Casa
It's a big 4. Don't forget about Mario Chalmers.
Oh my
Casa
God!
Azul is
Listen,
here to stay.
Grayson, I hear you, but D-Ray and Michael don't even know where Casa Azul is. That is so new to Shelby that neither one of them have ever been in it or know where it is.
That's a shame. Talk to Mark or Laura McKee. They'll hook you up every time I'm in town. That's the question. Do you want to go to Casa Azul?
Wow.
That's insane.
I will say, if we're going with disrespect across the board now, nobody took a fish restaurant. We didn't get Kelly's Seafood. Fisherman's Feast.
I was about to say, staying
Shout out.
power alone. Fisherman's Feast has been there, man. They got to be doing something right.
That's another location you'd like to have too. I mean, outside of the fact it's right across from a funeral home, but you get what you ask for there.
The former
consistent
Elks
business.
Lodge.
And I don't remember. I know one of you had strong thoughts about the artist formerly known, and I can't believe nobody brought this up because it was a rotating cast of restaurants for our entire lives until Don Ramon, the artist formerly known as Sisters Cafe in the Don Ramon spot.
Yes.
Great pool, and deeper before that, the little donut shop. I don't know if anybody else remembers that, but there was definitely a donut shop, and my dad would take me every Saturday morning. That's a staple in the McKee household.
I remember going one time. That's how long ago the donut shop would have been there. So I only remember being there once.
Yep.
Any thoughts on value picks? Did you see anything in the third round and down? So again, Toscano's, Substation, Yamato Express, Jam and Jay's, Ken and Mary's, Taste Tea, Chin's, Don Ramon, and Bistro 214. Anything stuck out to you in those last rounds?
Yeah, Michael at round 4 and 5. Amazing.
Taste Tea and Chin's.
Yeah.
No notes.
That's
Thank you.
fair. Jam and Jay's at what DA got him for value. That's a great place. Great guy. Jeff's just the man. Absolute sweet guy through and through.
G, walk me through. You get into a Jam and Jay's. Give me the rundown on what you're thinking about for the next 45 minutes or so. What's the play?
First of all, there's nothing else that I would think about without entering Jam and Jay's. Went to lunch one time with a buddy from work, Bill Stallings. Shout out Bill Stallings, grass cutter at Deerbrook of the
Bill
Pod.
of the Pod.
Bill of the Pod.
We went eating there one time, and he saw this old woman, and she took her teeth out, put it in a napkin, and grabbed a slice of pizza with her bare hands off the bar, put it in that same napkin, walked out the store. So and just get away with it too. If you're gonna do it at Jam and Jay's. Do it at Pizza Inn. You might get thrown in jail at Pizza Inn. Jeff ain't gonna hurt you at Jam and Jay's.
Give it up for the old lady.
That was the most absurd story that I wasn't ready for.
G, do you start with a salad at Jam and Jay's or do you go straight to the za?
100% salad everywhere.
No way.
Me and you, G. Had a babe.
All right. Well,
Why?
yeah. Go ahead.
Well, I'll just Beefies. I forgot to mention Beefies a second ago, and I just want to make sure its legacy lives on.
Dad,
loved
did
Beefies.
you not like any restaurants in Shelby prior to like 2010? Like you've made a face about every old restaurant that's been brought up.
Nah, but I mean, listen. Just because they're old doesn't mean they were good. If they were good when they were old, they would still be there. I mean,
Well, there's an exception to that. Shelby Ice Cream and Deli, we can all agree, should still be
Wow,
That's
that's
right.
true.
What a
I do
good
agree.
counterpoint. Thank you, G, because I was going to say that the radical cookout people in their agenda took over Beefies, and that was my only issue. Like you can't turn down that money. The cookout money is different.
did Shelby Ice Cream and Deli basically bite the dust when Shelby Middle School moved out there on DeKalb Street?
I think that was the final straw.
That's probably
They
because
were getting 50 kids in there every afternoon after school. So
I would walk there after the 6th grade. So I imagine they also took the Jimmy John's money though. Talking about cookout
Sweet.
replacing Beefies, Jimmy John's is what replaced Shelby Ice Cream and Deli. So
And
Shelby
I've
Ice
sadly
Cream.
heard from our 2K group that Jimmy John's is not great.
I believe it. I've never met a Jimmy John's that I think is very great. So
Shelby Ice Cream and Deli had fruit wallpaper. Henry Waldrop, friend of the pod, Henry of the pod, used to tell people that if you licked the fruit, that it tasted like the fruit, and then slapped their heads onto the wall. He ran that on every person. I mean, it was an incredible move he used to run. So, fellas, any other thoughts you want to get off about either the things we did draft or the things we left off?
Could have used some more Mexican food. Again, I can't believe you missed Kelly Seafood or a fish place at all. That was my only miss on the draft. Will?
I don't have many notes. I just thought that round 3 was very interesting for me because I think there were 3 staples there. But I was a big fan of Substation, So that really pushed you up a lot higher, David Bray. That was a big pick for me. I feel like Substation could have gone like instead of Burnett's Beehive. I don't know, big Substation guy here. So
Yeah.
It sounds like it.
And I will say, final thoughts. New to be added to this list, Newgrass. Doesn't have a history of being all that great. Was clearly outside looking in. Chef of the pod, head chef of the pod, Bryson McKee, head chef at Newgrass. He's had the head chef position for all of 2 months or something like that, 3 months maybe. Turning things around. And go get you a plate this weekend, David Ray.
What's the specialty up there now, Grayson?
Pretty much everything. He took over and made a new menu. To be honest with you, go to Lori McKee's Facebook or Bryson's Facebook and see tons of updates for the menu. It changes daily, weekly. I mean, most of it, all of it is fresh organic stuff from the area, and a lot of good cuts.
All right, me and Mom will check it out.
Boys, thanks for coming on. We will do it again soon. We appreciate you coming in and recapping the draft with us.
Thanks for having me on.
Later, guys.
appreciate it.
Later, boys.
All right, so we are going to move into our last bit of the evening. Is going to be a draft here. We are going to draft sit-down chain restaurants. This is the no drive-through rule. This is you got to have a waiter. I think it is kind of the thought at the sit-down chain. DA, you were the winner last week. Do you want to have the first pick?
You know it.
Dad wants the first pick. Michael, we split, so I'll let you choose if you want to go second or third.
I'll take 2.
Michael in the 2 spot and D Ray in the 3 spot. All right. DA, take us away.
Olive Garden, babe. Number 1. Got the stuffed chicken marsala back on the menu after the COVID disaster. Took it off the menu for 5 years or 4 years or whatever it was. Is incredible. Yeah, Olive Garden.
No concerns for Dad about deaths during COVID, just chicken marsala.
Well, no, that's not exactly true, but
Mike, you're up.
All right, I want to go here. This is going to be controversial because there's certainly not a drive-through here. I'm actually worried about this pick being too nice. Can I get P.F. Chang's?
Yeah, absolutely. That's
all right.
Chain.
I want P.F. Chang's.
Absolutely.
Okay, so Olive Garden and P.F. Chang's off the board. I thought something like that might happen. I'm going to go, even though I think its recent form has dipped a little bit, I'm going to go with Outback Steakhouse. The Bloomin' Onion's one of the worst things for your body. As we all know, the 6-ounce sirloin combo used to be one of the best things you could get, the Outback Special. Michael knows this very well. When I was a kid growing up, playing in the backyard, I called whatever pitch that went by Michael the Outback Special. It was never the same pitch. It only was the Outback Special if he swung and missed at it. That was the only.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you could never call it. Speaking of backyard baseball, I just want to give myself a quick shout out for beating D-Ray in the backyard 5-0 Saturday night, just like old times. Felt great.
No comment. I struck his ass out like 6 times, and somehow he's claiming a dub. I'm going to go with Buffalo Wild Wings in the 2 spot.
Wow.
I think I like to dance with that devil every now and then. I got us going 4 rounds, by the way. So, Mike, we'll have you here in the 2nd spot.
All right, that works for me because I'm going to swing back around and I'm going to hit Chili's. I mean, I feel like of the topic or of the category, this is a league leader right here. This is the kind of guy who you can call in, day out, utility player. You can get anything you want on the menu. I love the value right here at 2-2, so I'm taking him.
All right, clarification on does two restaurants make it is that a chain if they have 2?
I mean,
I
don't think so. I mean, what do you call what? Go ahead, give us a name and we'll see.
I mean, I'm gonna go with JD Smokehouse in
What?
Rutherford College, North Carolina.
No, that's not. No.
No.
Michael, committee.
No.
Mike, check your X. Yeah, it's an
like
X.
not even close, dude.
Yeah.
Like not even close.
Dad,
That's
please
like
tell me.
that's
Do
like
you
trying
have
to
more
take
on
the
your list?
Sunset.
Yeah, I mean a list. You talking about a list? Who's
Yeah.
talking about a list?
We talking
Talking
about
about a list? All right, I'm gonna go. Hey, mom of the pod, she's racked out in there. She had a long day today, but one of her favorite places is the Melting Pot. So I'm going with the Melting Pot. It is definitely a chain. It's got more than 2 locations, and I mean, cheese fondue. That's good stuff. And the chocolate's killer. I mean, I like the meal in between, but just to start with and they got the best house dressing too on their salad. So Melting Pot.
One more for
I love
you,
it.
sir.
I'm going to go high-end steakhouse with this one, and I'm going to go Ruth's Chris Steakhouse.
Oh, dude, that's a
Oh,
tank
my
right
goodness.
there. That's a good pick.
Dude, yeah, they're not only do they have a great steak, obviously, I mean, that's their bread and butter, but bread and butter. And then you got, they do like family sides or larger sides that you can split. Yeah, good stuff at the Ruth's Chris.
Swing back to you here, Mike.
All right. Well, right here, I'm going to take something that I don't think that either of you will. This is not somewhere that we went growing up. This is somewhere that Kate's family goes that I've now been to a couple of times, and I'm a big fan. I'm taking the Bonefish Grill. The last time I was there, I got what kind of fish? It was something exotic, some kind of exotic type of fish. It had a spicy sauce on it. It was fantastic. I've had salmon there before. Loved the salmon. It's not something you get every day out of a chain like this. They've got their niche. They've worked themselves into their corner quite nicely. I like what they're doing at the Bonefish.
Okay. All right. I'm going to go with Waffle House with the last pick of the third round.
Wow.
I don't know if those are bad wows or good wows, but who doesn't love a little Waffle House every now and then? 10 p.m., 6 p.m. I would advise going at 10, probably not 6, to get you a little Waffle House. And I'm going to take the recently maligned Cracker Barrel with my last pick. Good place to stop on the road and get a little breakfast for dinner, or get you a Southern meal. I'm gonna go Cracker Barrel in the 4th spot.
Well, I was really looking forward to taking the Cracker Barrel here with my last pick. Much controversy about the Cracker Barrel over the last week or so.
That's right.
But I'm gonna move over, and I'm gonna take a classic along the likes of the Olive Garden. Wait, I just changed my mind. I was about to take something. It's an OLI. I'm not going to bring it up just in case. Actually, I will. Carrabba's. I was about to take Carrabba's. I like that. I like that when you were little, they would bring you dough to the table to play with. I appreciated that, but I'm not taking Carrabba's. I'm just throwing that to Dad in case he wants to take it right here. Instead, I'm taking the Golden Corral, baby. Yeah, you heard me. Because the Golden Corral serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner, all you can eat. If you're smart, you can get it the good way. You can go in, you can just hit the steak and hit the steak and hit the steak, and then go to the soft serve and then go back to the steak. Honey butter on the bread, phenomenal stuff. So, DA, back to you.
I'm going to finish it up then, and I'm going to take, it comes in many forms. I mean, not many forms. It comes in many names. They're not always the same name. We had one in Shelby called Yamato's. We had one in Shelby called Nakata. We've had one in Gastonia called Shogun. There's one at the beach called Shogun. So I'm pretty sure there's enough of them called Shogun that I can take it. I'm taking the sit down, cook at the Blackstone Japanese Steakhouse.
Mike, I want to argue with him, but I think we have to allow that one. I mean, because he's not wrong, but it is skirting the lines, it feels like, just a little bit.
It would have been fine if he had said Konki or Shogun, but going with...
I'll take Konki then. That's fine. It's the same difference. They're all the same.
That's all right.
Sit down hibachi is what I'm going to write down for him. I think it's a good pick.
It is. It's a great pick, Dad.
Listen, we were at the Shoguns. It was called Shoguns, and it was in Gastonia. I don't think it's there anymore. It might be. I honestly don't know. We hadn't been in years, but I was sitting there, and we were. It's like a Sunday school class trip, and there are a bunch of us, sitting at the table, and the guy's out there, and he's doing his thing, and I looked to your mom, and I said, "It's all in the knife." And I whispered it. I didn't like say it loud, and the guy like stops in his tracks, flips the knife around, and reaches it to hand it to me to be like, "Okay, smart tail, get on up here with this knife and let me see what you can do." And I was
wow.
like, "Oh no, I'm sorry." Yeah, like,
I didn't mean anything by it.
I was like, "You keep going. So anyway, just saying, it's in the knife, man. You got to have a good knife if you're going to fillet those shrimp.
That's right.
And I would think that he probably is in a profession where he would be very proud of his knife and the shape that he keeps it in. So it's funny to me that he would take that as an insult, because you would think that he would be like, "Yeah, I've got a great knife, whatever." But
yeah, but folks, bad day to be an Applebee's, bad day to be an IHOP,
wow.
a Denny's, a Longhorn, a Texas Roadhouse, a Red Lobster, a Hooters, some may say, a TGI Fridays. So a lot left out there on the cutting room floor, but 4 pretty good rounds there. We'll let the folks decide what they think. Sorry for the tech difficulties tonight. Hopefully we'll get that straightened out, and we'll be back next week better than ever, though I will be in Utah on vacation and may not be on the pod. It might be a Michael, DA, and maybe they'll find another Dave to step in next week while I'm in Utah. I don't know, yet to be seen. So that'll do it for another week of 2 Daves and a Mic. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week.
Peace.